Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to the Dear Love Podcast. Check it out on iTunes, Google, Listen Notes, Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff. You already know how this go. Let's get right into it. So by this time, I'm sure you've eaten all the turkey and chicken legs and chitlins for some of y'all and different pies and all of that. And what's the next holiday that everybody's ready for? Christmas. I know some it's the Hanukkah thing, but Christmas is Christmas. And you know it's time to buy those presents and hang up, the different ornaments and put the trees up. Get the lumps of coal for all the kids who don't listen. And buy one item that the kids want because they was bad, so you only get them like one item. Yeah, it's time for all of that again. I don't know why it seems like we do this every year. Maybe because we do. Christmas time is like the craziest. See, I was born in February, so you would think I'd be used to the snow and all of that. Like, I'm one of the guys who feel like, okay, once it starts snowing, that's like the worst transition. Like, if it's snowing already, cool. Because, once you get into the wintertime, you always say it's cold, but it's like it's been cold for like some weeks now, so you understand. But that transition going into the wintertime where it snows for one day, then the next day it don't, then it come back, that's the shit that kill you. But you know what don't stop every time it snow? Getting to the money. And most importantly, sneaking over girls' houses, of course. Dear Love, episode 37. Now, you really gotta care about a girl if you sneaking out in crazy weather. See, it was normal kids that was like, oh, I can't go to school because of the snow and things like that. I looked at that as an opportunity because I knew people would be in the house. I know when it snows and stuff like that, people get their little hot chocolate and marshmallows. And the parents usually go to sleep or upstairs watching the movie together with their little robes on and the Christmas lights on, which leaves the daughter to be doing whatever the hell she wants, whether it's in the basement or whether it's in the attic, whether it's upstairs. Now, I've snuck in a lot of houses in my day, and I'm here to tell you the worst is when you got to sneak to an attic. That means you got to go through like at least 2 flights of stairs, get past the barking dog outside, get past the snoring husband, and the mom that gets up in the middle of the night. And don't forget the grandmother who just rocks in her chair and she goes to sleep in the living room. So I'm here to say, yeah, that attic situation is a tough one. But back to the story. So it was one girl I was talking to. And it's like, you know how you always say, I don't care what's happening today. I'm going to make sure I get over there. I don't give a fuck if it's a snowstorm, if it's a rainstorm, if it's a dog storm, if it's a cat storm. I will be at her house at the door. I can't lie. I'm kind of trash, though. Like, am I the only one that thought sneaking into someone's house you had to have a ladder? And it was always that dream sneak in. Like, it's dark outside. Granted, it's still snow because it is the wintertime. But, she's hanging out the window and you calling her or you throwing rocks at the window. So then you put the little ladder up and you climb to her room. And then when the parents come in, you jump out the window, get on the ladder and leave. As you can see, I watch too much TV because that ain't how that shit's supposed to go. If you got to take a ladder to sneak in a girl's house, you probably shouldn't go over there anymore. I mean, really think about it. What's the craziest way to sneak in someone's house? I've been to side doors. I've been through front and back. I'm trying to think. I think the hardest sneak in was this time that I'm talking about. I get to their house. First of all, it's a crazy snowstorm. So I can't make the trip by myself. I had to have someone come with me. But see, the only thing I didn't tell them is they weren't coming in. They were going to wait outside. I know that's kind of what the fuck, third wheel shit, but hey, I mean, I had to I had to sell the dream. So I'm like, man, come on, man. It's like she got a friend, she got a sister, anything, anything to get them to come. They like, for real? I'm like, yeah. She got a friend, man. Her friend drive a Benz. You like Benzes? Come on, man. Her friend drive a Benz. He like, cool. No, we walked. Okay, so we just like all this crazy snow, man. It's so much snow. And it's a lot of snow when you gotta like tuck your head, hands in your pockets, got your nose running even though your head is down low. Yeah, it was one of those. And like snow just hitting you dead on. So I get over there, I call her, phone kind of freezing up because it's so cold outside. I'm like, damn, the screen moving slow. So I call her. I said, man, I'm at the side door. She like, hold on. I'm thinking, bitch, hold on. You had like hella time to get this prepared while I was on the way here. It ain't like I drove, bitch. I walked. And even if I did drive, it still would have took time. Do you see this snow out here? I mean, like, you should definitely be ready. And do you see this snow out here? So it took like maybe another 10 minutes of us just freezing outside to the point like, man, I can't leave my mans out here, man. It is freezing cold. So she like, you ready? I'm like, yeah, he's staying outside. So we going in there. She like, your friend not coming in? I'm like, he cool. Look at him. He cool. She like, no, you got to let him in, bae. I said, oh, she didn't call me, bae. I know what time it is now. So I told him, come on. Now I walk in and, I kept going to the basement because we weren't in the attic. So we kept going to the basement. And this nigga walks in and like stomps his shoes like we ain't in somebody's house sneaking. I'm like, nigga, shh, what are you doing? So he like, my bad. So we go down the steps. We down there chilling, like everything cool. So the first thing he say, where your sister at? She's like, I don't have a sister. He looked at me. I looked at him. He looked at me. I looked at him. He like, I mean your friend. She like, ain't no friends here. It's just me. He looked at me again. I looked at him. He looked at me. I looked at him. So I'm thinking in my head, oh, he must think we about to share her. Nah, sorry, buddy. I just needed somebody to come with me. Besides, he was spending the night over my house. Was I going to leave him at my house while I was sneaking out? No. So, of course, he was salty. So, me not thinking like it's still going to go according to plan, he, in his mind, he like, shit, I don't give a fuck what happens, nigga. I ain't getting none, so I'm going to tear this whole little party up. Again, he didn't say that, but that's kind of the notion I got from the way he was looking. But I'm like, man, he should be all right. So she turns on the TV. It's one of those like done basements. It wasn't like one of the basements with spider webs and all that. They actually had like carpet down. They had a bar at the end and they had some bottles. I'm like, wow. But I knew that was probably like the father's stuff, so we couldn't touch it. But I didn't give a fuck. And then it had like the washer room towards the back though. But it was actually a done basement. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh, I'm impressed. Plus I had, just met her at the store, so I know. It's like, wow, it's Ray. But I was young, I met her and hell, she's sneaking me in her house. So y'all should be looking at her a certain kind of way. So he goes over to the bar anyway and he gets something to drink. So he like, man, I might just pour this up. What's this? I think it was some, it might have been some Hennessy. I don't know what all he had over there, but he got something to drink. He like, if I'm going to be here, I got to make it worth my while. So cool. He over there. She ain't really tripping. So why should I trip? And I'm just sitting back and, I'm looking at her up and down, start kissing on her neck. She's like, hold on. And I'm looking at her like, bitch, I know we ain't about to sit here and watch and live in color. Like this shit, I ain't come over here to watch TV. Like we could have probably like snuck on the phone and laughed together at a show. I've walked in 8 feet of snow, bitch. Like I'm trying to get warm. I'm trying to be inside, if you get what I'm saying. Like I ain't really got time to be playing on no TV screen. So she's like, I mean, dang, that's all you came over here for? Yes, absolutely. I'm upset she thought I came for anything else. She got a little attitude with it, which was, I mean, I really wasn't understanding the attitude because it's like I thought, okay, let's start over. If I'm sneaking over your house, for one, let's not forget the word sneak. Okay, that's a very important word in this whole little situation that we in. If I'm sneaking over your house, it's because we're already doing something that we shouldn't be doing. Because if it was okay with me coming to your house at this time, then you would have let your parents know. But since you didn't let your parents know and I'm sneaking over your house, then why the fuck would you think I'm not trying to fuck? Why would you think anything else would be going on? He over there getting drunk, so he ain't even really paying attention to us. So next thing you know, like you know how you could hear like it's like you get like supersonic hearing when you're doing shit you ain't supposed to be doing. So I heard like a creak upstairs. I'm like, who is that? Which is a dumb thing to say also. It got to be her parents. She like, hold on, y'all, be quiet. Don't you hate when you sneak or you go with somebody, you like go along with they plan and they don't have a shit all the way down to a T? It's like, nigga, why we got to be quiet? You supposed to have this shit playing. You supposed to have a soundproof door built by now. Like, why do we have to be quiet? So I'm like, oh my God, please don't let this be nothing like that. So next thing you know, he like, Samantha. I'm like, oh my God, that's her dad. My friend look up. He got his drink in his hand. He like, you know that little face. And y'all all probably just thought of a face to make. Y'all so silly. How y'all gonna think of it? So she went upstairs. And I guess she didn't wash the dishes. Next thing you know, she like, I was about to get to him. So you hear him say, didn't I? And she's getting her ass whooped upstairs. I'm like, oh shit. Like for one, so I ain't getting no ass and he tearing that ass up. Oh my God. Dude, like, he like, now go to your room. I hear her going up the other stairs. I'm like, oh no. So what we supposed to do? Man, we sat down there. I swear it felt like forever. We just waited and waited. And we eventually creeped up the steps, unlocked her little door and went out ourselves, man. But then we went out, I guess, like the little light that came on for the side of the house, man. We just booked it. That shit was crazy. We ran out of there, man. But I talked to her the next day and it was, I kind of was cool. Like, you got your ass whooped over not washing dishes, bitch. You childish. But yeah, that was a hell of an experience. I learned a lot from that, to not really just think you're going to be fucking something just because. But that's actually what I thought was going to happen. But obviously she had other plans. Dear Love T. Shaw, I'm out of here.